as you know, Paul is a hard act to follow. I was going to make the comment, I have big shoes to fill. And I asked him tonight what size he wore, and they're 14, so they really are big shoes to fill. He's done a great job. And I want to thank Paul for your leadership, and I will strive to continue your momentum and your expertise in 2010. The 2010 Chamber Board is made up of a group of dynamic and diverse business people, and I am proud to be affiliated with them. I know that with their visionary and leadership abilities, 2010 will be a year of great happenings in this chamber. On January 5, the board met for our annual planning retreat. We reviewed the year of 2009, and it was a great year. You're right, Paul. Many good things happened. And thus, we set into place a strategic plan for 2010. From that retreat, numerous undertakings are on this year's agenda. Since receiving the positive feedback that Paul talked about on the 2009 Chamber Business Directory, the board agreed that a second issue was indeed needed, and that directory is already in the planning for 2010. Along that same line, after a discussion of the current Waukee City map, the fact that it was several years old and outdated, in fact, I believe that we figured out that it was printed in 2005, the board decided that there is a need for an updated map, and we anticipate having that completed in 2010. The board also came to the realization that along with the success and growth of the chamber, the growth that the chamber has enjoyed, it is now time to give back to the community. And as a result of that, a scholarship committee was formed with the intention of the Waukee Chamber presenting a 2010 Waukee graduating senior a $500 scholarship to apply toward tuition at an in-state school with hopes of practicing business. The board members on the scholarship committee are Bart McDowell, Matt Gleason, and Sarah Larson, and I thank those three for volunteering. After considerable discussion of the Chamber's current website, board members agreed that a communication committee was badly needed to research and come back to the board with recommendations on updating our website. Shalana Lang and Stephen Banks volunteered to be on that Chamber website committee, and I thank them for their time. And for those of you who attended last year's annual golf outing, you will remember that it was a fun-filled day. The weather was pristine, and it was an ideal day of golfing on a great course. This year's event will be even better than last year, and the reason I know that is because it's being planned already by Chad Earhart and Matt Gleason. So look for information to come in the following months. And we have ongoing committees in the Chamber that are ongoing year after year. And I would like to announce the chair people for those committees. For 2010, Paul Hassebrook has agreed to be the Economic Development Chair, which makes a lot of sense since Paul himself is a board member in the Waukee Economic Development Corporation. Thank you, Paul. Matt Gleason agreed to chair the government relations, and with that, he will be attending 4 to 5 meetings during the year with the Downtown Partnership, and will bring back information to the Chamber. And our Ambassador Committee, and again, we had none, and when my bank had our ribbon cutting in December of 2006, I was visiting with the incoming new 2007 Chamber President, and that was Chris Coulter. And Chris mentioned that he would so badly like to see the Waukee Chamber develop an ambassador committee. And I said, gee, I just came from Urbandale. They have a great ambassador committee. And he said, well, would you help Paul? So Paul and I did several meetings going over there and visiting them, and we kind of stole some of their information and said, why reinvent the wheel? And Paul in turn visited several other chamber meetings too. And then in 2007, Paul did come up with the chamber, the point system, and everything that the ambassador committee is about. And it is so successful. We have some of the greatest people you could ever want to know, people that have become my friends because I've been on that committee, and it is just an awesome group. Tonight when you came and you registered, you had ambassadors greeting you. And when you were shown to the tables, your ambassadors were there helping you. The ambassadors will be helping you with the silent auction tonight. They're the workhorse of the chamber, and I thank them all. And then finally, for finance, John Weimer has graciously agreed to serve again as the board treasurer. Then during the planning retreat, we decided that we had a couple more committees that we needed to form, one of which is the bylaw committee. And I know that Paul so badly had hoped to update the chamber bylaws in 2009, but quite frankly, the time ran out. And during the board's planning retreat, it was decided that in 2010, a committee needed to be formed to study and make suggestions of the bylaws that need changing. Angie Wagner, Rod West, Melinda Van Roepel, and Steve Banks agreed to be on that committee, and I thank those 4 people for their work. And then, as the financials were discussed at the retreat, a decision was made to audit the financials since we were unable to note when or if an audit had been completed in the past. Angie Wagner, a CPA, volunteered to complete the audit, and I've been told that she is nearing that completion. A big thank you to Angie Wagner for that. The board agreed also during that strategic planning that we need to begin to immediately discuss with the city the possibility of a new and larger office space. Quite frankly, Chad is quickly outgrowing his office space, and the chamber it feels a need to increase the space and the presence in the city. Along with that additional office space issue, we discussed the possibility of a part-time office or clerical person in the future. Stay tuned for further developments. The chamber will be introducing an added benefit to the members this first quarter. A wonderful new happening will be breakfast before business. This will be a networking opportunity for all members, but especially for those members who find it difficult to attend the monthly luncheons or later in the day the chamber activities such as ribbon cuttings or business after hours. And we look forward again to partner with the city for the 2010 Fall Festival. 2009 was a year of economic trials and hardship for all business communities. The chamber continued its strong presence and support of the Waukee area businesses and will continue to give back to the community. We believe and hope that 2010 will be the beginning of the return for prosperity for all. And I don't want to end without giving my thanks to Chad. Chad Earhart has strong communication and management skills, and he's brought that to the chamber. The board recognizes and appreciates his commitment to this chamber.